Siler here, and we're going to talk about how to make some gold. How to play the auction house. Buying under vendor value. Underpriced items. Buy raw mats. Convert them to other things. Buy from clearance, from trade. Sometimes people want to get things out of their guild banks. It's a lot cheaper. A mat farmer, where you can pay them and they'll always, you can rely on few people. It's good to have more than one. Professions I'm going to go over are the ones I have, and it's jewel crafting, enchanter, engineer, alchemist, mining, and herbing. Mining and herbing are the support ones, and I'm not really going to go over that too much because we're playing the auction house, not farming for our own materials. We have other people do that. Going out questing, BOE drops, rep items, dailies to pass the time between auction house checks. Back when I didn't have more than 30k to my name, I used to offer some dungeon runs for lobies and transmog runs. When you have more gold and you're confident about resetting prices on the auction house, if you know how much something will always go for, sure, you can reset it back to whatever price it used to be, and the price really doesn't drop much because it's too expensive. Or like meta gems, they usually fluctuate around 1200 all the way down to, it's very rare, but it goes down to maybe 450, and then I'll buy it out and then reset it back to 600, 800, and sometimes I'm able to buy out the entire type of meta and reset it back to 1200. Placing same items on auction house different ways with multiple tunes. If you have a lot of stock and you want to sell it without alerting your competition, put too much of one item on the auction house, it will crash the price, the worth of the item. It's best to wait. That's why people who play the auction house need a guild bank so that they can throw excess materials that they won't be able to sell for a while into the bank and pick it up as they sell it. It's highly recommended that add-ons to simplify and considerably reduce time spent at the auction house. And for example, some of the ones I use it's for installation setup features. I'll put out some examples. A chart of this all goes, and I know there's a couple of videos out there with some jewel crafters that buy massive quantities of ghost iron ore, or whatever the new expansion ore is, the first one, and just they're able to buy the ghost iron ore and sell it after converting it into something else. Most of what I have like that, but it goes a little further than just turning them into gems and selling them or cutting them. This whole system, it usually takes a few hours for the normal person to do this, but with add-ons, you can cut that time down to about 30 minutes, and you only have to check the auction house twice a day for 30 minutes, and that's it. You'll be making about at least 5k a day, and I'm only posting 85 different items on this character, and another character that about 100 BOEs. That is a slower market. It takes a little longer, but it's worth it. I still haven't seen a negative side to it. The gold still comes out on top. Alright. Well, bag on, obviously. I also have a Mr. Plow. He organizes everything in your bags. Of course, I have my, if you look carefully at the, let me see if I can get a good one here. It shows you the prices, crafting a lot of these statistics you can't really rely on. Um, I use it mostly for how many I have across the tunes and different banks and stuff like that, so I always know how much I have. You have TSM, Trade Skill Master, most important one. I have these other ones here. This one was very helpful when I was getting into it, so I start learning the curves and stuff like that. How far the price really moves from its original starting point. Of course, the more data, this spans over about 2-3 months. I haven't been keeping up to date on it because I already have other add-ons that keep track of it for me, and I don't have to worry about this anymore. But when I was just getting into Trade Skill Master, this was helpful, and I could watch what was really happening every week by week or day by day basis, and it was basically dropping every like once or twice a week for some items, and that really let me know when I should be buying and when I should be selling. My shopping list for TSM, you can just click that, and it'll bring up everything with Ghost Iron Ore, and it consolidates everything, so I can just see it in a short list, because there's actually about 40 auctions right here, all in 3 buttons you can just click, and you just buy it out. This is the auctioning. The get all scan if you want to keep up to date information on every item that you see in trade chat. This is for more, like if you really want to play the auction house, and you can actually put in item levels of BOEs and stuff like that, but I found it was way too slow for this server. You might be able to do it on a more populated server though. These are kind of, yeah, this is the one. Armor, level 85 to level 90, item level 429 minimum. And the sell one, this one's the basic one. I don't use that at all. You have the bean counter, which shows all data. So it says I lost. Yeah, that's the last week though. And I buy all this, it gets made back. But if you push this button, it's gonna take a while. There we go. See? I believe that's 1 million. Yeah. Just hit over 1 million about a month ago. So I think I have something to say now, at least. If I ever did. I don't use that. I do use this, however. It shows everything in your bag on the left side, and you can just click on any single one, refresh. It'll show the up-to-date current ones. So this guy, Vedra, undercut me here by 1 copper. Later I'll cancel this out and then post it under, because I want people knowing I have more than just 3. Although these guys look like they use the same method as I do. Not this guy though. I mean, you can tell when someone's using TSM or not. But the more time you put into this, obviously the more you get back. And if you just watch your auctions like a hawk and you make sure no one's undercutting you, you're good. This is just the normal search thing. But let me show you an example here. I can start a cancel scan. Getting Trade Skill Master set up is a pain in the ass if you've never set this up before. But once you do, you don't have to touch it again unless it has like some kind of update or something like that. This it had to update, and I had to change or start from scratch basically. And I like how it came out. It came out more simple. Basically set up operations, and when you pick a group. Well, I'll look at that later, but you can see how I simplified what I was the operations, so I know what to pick for what item, and it saves it, and it knows what I how it should work with it. Cancel it. All right. So this operation 1. Let me view the operation. 12 hours. That's why twice a day. So it's morning, night, minimum price. This is, if there is something on the auction house less than this, it will not post at all. This is the fallback price. So if something is higher than 1800, it won't just undercut it. It'll go back to its normal price, which will be its fallback. If nothing's there, or it's higher than 1800, it'll go to 1500. And when it's below minimum, I told it to not post. You have multiple options here, but I'd rather not be placed on the on it. Stack size, post cap, bid percentage. I think mine, yeah. I don't let people bid. It just either buy it out or you don't. Undercut. Let's see, reset. You can set up a whole reset thing. If you don't want, I like to go manually through it and check. I don't want to rely on this yet, but you can have the whole reset thing automated. The name comes from, which is the 2 each, 500 gold to 1500 gold. It's basically how I name the operations. Because if you don't put the number and the amount of gold, you won't remember what any of these operations are, and you can't apply it to anything else without looking all the way into it. And then you have these, and these are all the items in this select group that the operation applies to. You see here, there's the mailing. So every single time I have certain things that needs to go to this character right here, I can view operations that shows that everything in Mop JC Blues, all these, when I click the mail button, it'll send these, if they're in my bag, to that character. Whoops, don't want to do that. Which is this button over here. Whoops. TSM groups, they'll send that, and you just click select. And there's nothing obviously right now. These are the items I just canceled out. It's one button process. And on here it'll give more information, breakdown of everything I've been doing. I'm down about 25k right now because I bought a lot of ghost iron ore and a lot of priced meta gems waiting to put out my 74 primal diamonds, and these go for about 800 a piece, so that's about double of what I spent. So that's good. That's only one part of what I'm getting out of the 25 I spent. I buy items on any of my characters, and I just send them to one character. It was this one, but I have another one that has basically an empty guild that I could use as a storage warehouse. And let's go to that one. And this is my warehouse character that I send all the ore to. and TSM brings up a nice little window that I can just keep clicking this one button. It'll just destroy all the ore in my bags. Another good add-on is, I think it's called Postal. You can just send to your other alts without typing in anything. Okay, so I've sent the gems necessary to make the rings to myself right here. Now that I got the gems, this is about the easiest I've found how to do this. I made a macro that instead of clicking a whole bunch of times just to get one jeweler setting or shift click, and with the help of TSM's mailing system, I can pretty much just turn it to here and then get my jewel crafting out. Go to rings and necklaces because that's what we're going to be making here. It's about to get full. I just click send, and these blue ones will be sent to another character that specializes in selling them. You can see all the blues got sent to one character and all the greens to the other character to get disenchanted. Of course, if I'm going to be working with a lot of ghost iron ore, and the gems create a lot more blues than I'm usually used to working with, I'll send a good chunk of these blue necklaces because I know they don't sell that well over to be disenchanted, and then I can sell it as a raw material. This is my disenchanter or enchanter. Yeah, I'll break it down, and I could be making more gold if I actually leveled up, because this guy isn't level 90. But if I actually did the dailies to get the enchanting patterns, I could make more, because these are just a few hundred gold and the other ones are in the thousands. So that's why I've been selling the raw mat. Okay, so we covered ghost iron ores being converted into gems, then into blues and greens, that the greens get disenchanted and the blues get sold. I actually gave a portion of those gems, or certain types of gems, like the wild jade, imperial amethyst, and one other one. It's an orange one that's not here because I have more of these than the other one. But this is my alchemist, and he's also a transmutation master. Some of the ghost iron ore that I do gets converted into bars, and those bars are then turned into the trinkets that require the cogwheels, and then I'll sell every single kind of cogwheel. Thanks for watching. Comment, rate, and please remember to subscribe to see more in the upcoming future.